My social media guru challenged me to find something tying trading cards to the Super Bowl tomorrow. So the first thing I thought of is the Eagles' Bob Brown, who went to my alma mater, Nebraska. And then I thought his rookie card is a 1966 Philadelphia card. And some people may not know why that is. It's not because he played for the Eagles. And I thought, now there's a good story. So it all starts with Edward Fenimore. He was an engineering professor at Pennsylvania, and then he became a vice president of Bowman. Now, Bowman dominated the football trading card market from after World War II until 1956. Well, what happened in 1956? Topps bought them for $200,000, and then they became the dominating force in the American football trading card market. So forget about that for a second. Let's go over to Lamar Hunt. Lamar Hunt made his millions and billions, I should say, in oil, and he wanted to buy an NFL franchise. But the NFL wouldn't let him buy a franchise. They wouldn't let him create a franchise. So he said, you know what, I'll just create the AFL to compete with the NFL. Now, Hunt was a master at marketing, and he said trading cards are a good way to start to market this new league. So he signed a deal with Fleer, who was based in Philadelphia, to start making AFL trading cards. So AFL had Fleer, NFL had Topps, with some overlap there in those early 60s. After the 1963 season, Topps is sure they're going to get the NFL license again, but guess what? Edward Fenimore is now at the Philadelphia Chewing Gum Corporation, and he signs the NFL up and leaves Topps scrambling. They have to now produce AFL cards, and Fleer is left without a license. So that is why 1964 to 1967, these are called Philadelphia or Philadelphia Gum cards, because they held the rights instead of Topps. So how does it tie to Kansas City? Lamar Hunt, founder of the AFL, he was in charge of the Dallas Texans franchise. But in 1963, because he didn't want to compete with the Cowboys, he moved them to Kansas City. Obviously, didn't spend a lot of money on the logo, but did make it culturally insensitive when they moved to Kansas City and became the Chiefs. Now, one more thing tied to the Super Bowl. I almost said Super Bowl, and there's a reason. Lamar Hunt's kids played with a toy called the Super Ball. When he wrote a letter to Commissioner Pete Rozelle in 1966, he had that in his head, and so he said, hey, let's call that big game at the end of the year the Super Bowl. 3 years later, Super Bowl II was the first time they used that name, so that ties the Super Bowl, Kansas City, Philadelphia, a little bit of the Chiefs, a little bit of the Eagles, and 4 trading card companies to Super Bowl 57.